Hello everyone, we're packing to move, and I thought some of you would find what's on the bed interesting. There's a few Star Wars things here, but most of it is what you would call Godaikins. These are toys that were made in the early 80s by a master Japanese toy maker. And I call him a master because this stuff, almost all of it transforms in one way or another. If you've ever seen Power Rangers, this is where the Power Rangers came from, actually. Okay? Some of you will recognize some of this stuff, some of you won't. I have every single one of them except for Tetsujin 28. I know I'm mispronouncing that. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. Tetsujin 28. The reason I don't have that one is I haven't been able to find that one for under $1,500. And my budget's just not allowed something like that to happen so far. Okay? But anyhow, getting into this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this one at a time. Some of these are beat up, some of them aren't. Some of them are practically brand new in box. That's because I got them from a guy who found a bunch of them in a storage shed, still sealed in their crates. Okay, some of them are not Godaikins, like this guy right here. This is a Dromeda from the Micronauts. Okay. It goes with Baron Karzan. Now Baron Karzan's around here someplace too. There he is. I have Baron Karzan too. You got both of them, so I can put them together because he often would merge with his horse. And the Micronauts thing, I don't even know what that was. Bam, these are going to go in the boxes last. So I'm going to try to put the big ones in first, so I got to do a little bit of digging to get to them. First up, this is one of the ones that's practically new in box. In fact, I know I took off the sealing tape when I opened it. And I opened it just to inspect it. Dan Cougar. Okay? We have 5 different creatures. One is an eagle, an elephant, and 2 cats. And the elephant turns into either a man and a tank. You can see it across the top here. The bird turns into a man. One of the cats turns into a man or a tank, and the other cat turns into a man or tank, and they all go together to form Dan Cougar. And here's the back of the box. This thing's practically new in box. There's just a little bit of shelfware. A lot of the sealing tape is still there to hold it shut. This is one of the ones I got from the guy that found them all new in case. Okay? Coming up next is Daltanius. This is one of the worst shaped ones I have. Box isn't in too bad a shape, but when you open it up on the inside, you'll know it's not in the best of shape. He's not too bad. There's a few problems here and there. He's missing some of his accessories, and there's some nicks and scratches. This was played with, and you can tell it was played with. Like, Daltanius himself isn't in the best of condition. Okay? But he turns into a lion, a car, and a man. It's kind of one of those more unique ones. Speaking of which, I have a box of spare parts for Daltanius. A bag of spare parts. That's not going in that crate. Here, we have a Type 66 Maser cannon from Godzilla, War of the Gargantuas, a few of these other ones. It's a remote control one. The tank flashes, it moves forwards, backwards, right and left. You can spin the gun turret. It's a really fun little toy. I'm such a fan, I had to get one. I actually have a model kit of this that I've been afraid to build because that's been out of production for years. And we're going to do the small ones later. This one's really beat up. A Brega. It's one of the later ones. The guys inside are in excellent condition. This is very common and easy to find. In a good box, it's really hard to find. And each of the 3 are almost always broken when you find it. These 3 are not broken. But the box is horrible. You get an Alpha, Beta, Gamma robot. They turn into a big flying spaceship. And robots. I think it's kind of neat, but I gave up trying to get one in a good box. Just gave up on it. Okay, we got lots of little ones, and I'm trying to hold off on the little ones because I want to fill the box with the big ones first. We have one of my favorites. I wish this box was not torn up like it is. If the box was not torn up this way, this would be worth a couple of $1,000. But with the box torn up, he's worth probably about $700 to $800. This is Voltus V. a transforming robot in the full theme of the Shogun Warriors. If you open the box, it is in immaculate condition inside that box. Everything's still sealed in its packages. It is 100% complete. There are no scratches on it. Beautiful inside the box. Just that outer lid is bad. Ever find a new outer lid? Believe me, I'm buying it. Then I'll have 100% pristine Voltus V. Let's see if we can fit him in here. Oh, he's too big for that box. He's got to go in this box. He's one of the big ones. Up next, God Sigma. Another one of the ones I got from the guy who found crates of these things unopened. This one, I know I broke the tape when I opened it, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I just left it the way it was. But when we open the lid on it, again, pristine inside. I've never taken it out of the packaging, and I don't think it's ever been out of the packaging. One of the swords is moved. I'm going to have to... There we go. It's fixed. See, I don't want to open it. Okay? But it is 100% complete, not been touched. I don't want to touch them when they're like this. I mean, you can tell the chrome on the swords is so good. I think Tomo's coming to help me too. I've got a couple others that are really big boxes. I'm going to have to hunt them down because they got to go in here in certain ways because the big boxes just don't fit in our shipping boxes very well because they're really big. So I'm trying to get the big ones first. Got to go to the other side for that. So I'm going to have to walk around a lot, and I think Tomo's going to help me some. Are you, Tomo? You Star Wars fans? Bantha with Tusken Raider in box, never been opened, still sealed. Wish it didn't have the shelf damage, and I think you've noticed I've got the Rancor monster too. Okay? Those may end up on eBay sometime soon. In fact, all this may end up on eBay sometime soon. Not something I want to do, but something I may have to do. Okay? Not because I want to, just because that's the way life is sometimes. It comes in and says, ooh, no, we need to bite you. Okay, moving more stuff there. One of the other big ones, Batra. It, like Voltus V, transforms into a bunch of different vehicles, and they combine into the big guy and a big moving tank. So it's got multiple modes. This is another one of the ones that is massively expensive. Okay, its box is not in the best of shape. It's not in best of shape either. It's got nicks and scratches on it. You can see the paint. It's been dinged up. It's been played with. I have all the accessories for it. It's been played with. And I would love to find one that has not been played with. I'm also missing the inner liner for the box. But even then, this thing is still not cheap. Because again, collectors are collecting these. These are not toys anymore. Mr. Tomo, I'm going to move you for a second. Thank you. You can go over there. Up next, the one that started it all, in my opinion, Godaikins, or Voltron. Some of you know it as Voltron. I'm missing the outer lid. This is another one that goes for $600–700 with the outer lid intact. And it's in pristine condition. I don't think this one's ever been played with. Most accessories are still sealed in their packages. It's just missing the outer lid. Okay? But it's in wonderful shape. Never played with this shape. I should find one with a bad outer lid and just fix that. And that box is almost full. Did you see that? Yeah. Just with those 4. Speaking of Voltron, guess what I have? The other Voltron. 15 cars turned into a big, big Voltron. I think some of you are familiar with that. What's funny is all of these were selling in Toys R Us for really, really cheap at one time. And now they're expensive. They turned into collector items. Okay, now we're getting to some of the smaller ones. I actually have 3 of this guy. This one's in immaculate condition. He's another one of the ones that's really, really easy to find. Robot Spaceship Gun. Okay, this one is perfect. No scratches, no nothing. The box is in fairly decent shape. Someone paid $19.99 for it, and I can probably get $90 or $200 for it now. Okay, here's another one. Not in the best of shape. And again, this one's pretty easy to find. This one fully transforms. I've got a third one. We've already packed him away in storage. He doesn't transform well. He's beat up. I put him on a display shelf. These guys don't. They stay in their box and no one ever touches them, which some people think is silly. You should touch them if you're going to do anything with them, right? Okay, now we're getting to some of the other ones I got from the guy who never opened them. De Leon. I really like the spaceship form of this guy. And this guy was heavily chromed. Okay, and I have not taken him out of the box either. And you can see all that chrome is still intact with him. This is one of the more rare ones. I've only seen it twice on eBay in the 6 years I collected these things. I got one of them. Okay, he's one of the far more rare ones. You don't see him every day. Another one that's incredibly rare that I have pristine in box is Machine Man. Okay? He's a helicopter, car, and jet. Turns into one guy. Alright? And again, sooner or later I'll probably end up putting these guys on eBay just simply because I'm probably going to need the money. I'm probably not going to be able to keep them free. We're getting to the smaller ones now. I still have a couple of them that are in just wonderful, wonderful condition. One of them is Dynaman. This is one of my favorites. He's so much my favorite, I actually have 3 of them. Okay, which I'm sure Miss Nellie thinks is kind of silly. But this one's in perfect condition. The box has very little shelf wear. And inside, everything is there. I'm pretty sure his accessories are still sealed up in the cards. On their holders, yes they are. I still have the sorted playing cards. This is one of the first Power Ranger clones. In fact, I think this is one that started the Power Rangers, to be honest with you. Okay? He's one of my favorites. Now, when I say I got 3 of these, I didn't go out and go, ooh, let me get 3 of them. What happened is more or less, I'm looking on eBay and I got one that's not in 100% great condition. And I find one that's in better condition. And I find one that's in better condition. Or I'll find one, and I think this is just an empty box. It feels it. Yeah, this one's just an empty box, so I only have 2 of these. I'll find one that's not in the best of condition, like this one. I think I paid $10 for this one because it was so torn up. So it's the one I play with. It wasn't $10, it was more like 30. But when they're really torn up, you don't pay much for them. That's the way these collector items go. Okay, I'm out of box space here, so we're just going to finish going through this. And then we'll box them later. Guardian. A guy inside a robot, inside a robot, inside a robot. The robots just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's got Clink the Wonder Dog with it. The only bad part is the guy and Clink the Wonder Dog are vinyl. And if any of you have dealt with vinyl and styrofoam over 10-15 years, they start melting together. They haven't melted together here, but I'm not sure what to do about that to keep it from happening. Okay, so we got Guardian there. Another one of the big ones, and I love this guy here for a reason, which I'll explain in a minute, is God Mars. 5 robots combined into one. We get a much bigger robot when the 5 combine. The reason I like this is I got this from a science fiction author on an eBay auction. I've got certificate of authentication here that it was his with the robot. I'm trying to remember the name of the author. Last name starts with a V, that's all I know. I'll have to look it up sometime. The certificate's not with the robots, it was packed away with the Shogun Warriors. But I still have the certificate of authentication from him saying he owned it and he possessed it. Okay? So I don't know if that adds any value to it, but at least someone semi-famous owned it who lives in Hollywood. So there you go. Bioman. This is also one of my favorites. I have 2 of them. One's beat up, one's not. This one's in great shape. All the accessories are there. Okay. Moving to some of the smaller ones. Sun Vulcan. Someone put my name on it. Okay. But here's Sun Vulcan. He's in real good shape. If I remember right, inside the box, everything is still there. Just like you'd want for a collector item. Someone paid $24 for it. This thing's probably